with Elliott Barrett.
Episode 2 of the Heartbroken podcast. Elliott here. On this podcast, once again, we feature 2 dream pop songs. Every episode, we dive into, quirky facts about the bands, any kind of gear that they might use that's interesting. And we end each show with a live performance by me. So this week, I'll get right into it. So I know this is only episode 2, but I'm already going to step out of dream pop for just a second, and I'm going to talk about another genre that I really like, and that genre is called bedroom pop. The idea behind bedroom pop is that it's a lo-fi recording that sounds like somebody recorded it in their bedroom. Sometimes the recording's actually literally made in the bedroom, like a lot of my music. But that's not the case for this particular song I'm going to share with you guys today. So we're going to look at the band Tennis. And we're going to have to travel to Denver, Colorado for this band to kind of start the story I want to tell you this week. So this is a husband and wife duo, okay? This is Patrick Riley and Alana Moore, and they actually met out of all places when Alana was working in an American Apparel. Who knows, maybe Patrick was shopping for one of those sweet solid colored hoodies. So yeah, basically they met there. I'm not really sure if Alana remembered him, but definitely Patrick did. But they ended up in the same philosophy class in college, also coincidentally, and that's where they started talking a little bit more. And they actually started dating, and that is when Patrick let her know his grand plan. And that grand plan was to sell all of his possessions and to go sailing for 2 years in the eastern part of the USA. Why not? But you're not crazy if somebody else thinks the same way as you. And you know what? Alana was on board. So they start saving some money, a little bit easier with her helping them out as well. And they end up following through with it, selling all their possessions, saving up enough money, and they bought a 30-foot fucking sailboat to go sailing in the eastern part of the USA, in the eastern seaboard. So another little interesting tidbit about them meeting is they didn't even know that they played music yet either, because they both left their instruments behind. Patrick even mentioned that he really wasn't even sure if he wanted to play ever again, just not interested. But so the sailing, in the midst of it, there was a night when they were on shore where they both caught a live performance, some live music, and it was kind of a 50s pop show. And that's when Patrick said, if I was going to play music again, this is exactly the type of music that I would want to write. So that's what got them talking, what made him find out that she was a terrific singer as well. So anyways, the sailing, it did finally end. It ended in Baltimore. It was 8 months instead of 2 years. That's still pretty fucking good. So congratulations, Patrick and Alana, for sailing for 8 months. Pretty awesome. So what they did is they went back to Denver, and they started writing this album, which would become Cape Dory. And this album is just about their experiences on sail on that ship. And to be honest, I mean, when you listen to the album, it feels like you're on the fucking ship with them. Fantastic. So while Alana and Patrick were making this album, they were just doing this for the pure joy of songwriting. They had no intentions of pursuing music as a career. Patrick, he was very comfortable with his job. He was working installing exhibits at the at an art gallery. So that's a nice little wrinkle when you listen to this album, that it definitely has a lot of innocence when you're listening to it, and sincerity. To go along with bedroom pop, I really like artists' first albums as well. I just find them so sincere and humble, and I just kind of feel like I'm taken away a little bit more, and it's no fault of the artists. It's just the way it is. You can't recreate the way someone is when they're kind of at the bottom, when they're at the start. So love the first album. So with that said, we're going to look at this song. It's called Take Me Somewhere. It's the first song on the album, but to be honest, if you like this, the whole album is fantastic. Check it out. It's called Cape Dory. Again, this is Take Me Somewhere by Tennis. Welcome back. So now we're going to go to a little bit more of a traditional dream rock artist, and that's going to be Beach House. This is as dream pop as you can possibly get. Warm, very reverb-y. It kind of sounds like she's whispering in your ear. This is a band that we're going to be coming back to a lot on this show. So today, what I would like to focus with them is more with the gear that they use rather than a little. I'll get into the band more on another episode. The gear that Beach House uses. So I'll start with the easy person first. I'll talk about so the Beach House, the band. It's another Dewsome, and interesting enough, the tennis expedition, it ended in Baltimore, and that is where Victoria and Alex formed Beach House, and where they formed Beach House there because they mentioned that Baltimore was a cheaper place to live. It gave them a chance, an easier time to start out as an artist and focus on the music. So it's kind of why they started there. But I actually met Alex. I met him at the Ace Hotel in Palm Springs, and I asked him. I said, "Hey man, like, your guitar sounds are great, man. Like, what kind of guitar are you using?" And he was completely uninterested in gear, in the question, and he just said, "Man, I just play an American Stratocaster, like nothing special at all." And you know what? That's kind of a good lesson for a lot of us, that we don't always need to be gear sluts and just just focus on our sound. But that's him. Very simple. Just uses the standard Stratocaster. However, his better half, Victoria, they're not a couple, by the way. She's a big thrift shopper, very interesting, and she buys a lot of her clothes there, but also a lot of the instruments that Beach House uses she actually found them at the thrift store. The main keyboard that they use in a lot of your favorite albums, like Teen Dream, that's going to be the Yamaha, the PS20. And it is analog, actually, that keyboard. There's no screens, nothing like that. I actually own the keyboard, so I'm going to show you it after. And I also own one of the drum machines they use, which is the Roland Rhythm 77. And that's going to be one of the last analog drum machines that Beach House uses. And these keyboards, they were cheap before, and now people know that Beach House use it, but even still, they're still pretty cheap. That keyboard will run you about $300 USD, really good value on that. The Roland Rhythm 77, I mean, I can't imagine it would cost you more than $200. The only thing is hard to find. I found mine. Some guy was living in a farm fucking had it, and just fortunate to see it on Facebook Market when I was on the road doing my job. So yeah, I'm gonna go show you some of the instruments because I have them here. I have them plugged in. So give me one sec. Okay, guys, here's the Yamaha PS20. The other interesting thing about this keyboard is it has actually drums as well. If you hit this start button, and Beach House actually uses this drum software here for a lot of their songs as well. And the other interesting thing is this keyboard, Victoria, she does all the arpeggios by hand. She doesn't have an arpeggio, so when she's singing live, she's actually having to do everything. Just a really wonderful sounding keyboard, and as you can see, there's no screens, or it's all analog, all really old sounding. I think it's fantastic, great keyboard, even for learning as well. I mean, obviously this is a keyboard that was made for students learning. Just a cheap old dirty thing you'd find at the thrift store. Congrats to Victoria for picking it up and making a career out of it with this keyboard. Okay, guys, here's another thrift find that Beach House uses on a lot of their albums. It's the drum machine, the old analog vintage Roland 77. To turn it on is kind of cool. It's kind of got like one of these old style touch apparatuses. You just touch it like that, touch it to go off. They used to make like lights that would go on and off with this kind of thing. My grandma used to have one, which was cool, but that's how you turn it on. And you could probably already recognize this drum pattern. They use the ballad as well. You've heard it on some of the 3/4 stuff that they do. But yeah, that's basically it. Just this really old school drum machine. If you have it at home, my favorite ones are the 2 rock ones. A little bit more standard sounding. All right, cool. So the song I picked from Beach House, I'm actually going to go with one of their B-sides. The song's called White Moon, and the reason I picked it is because you can hear the Yamaha PS20, the Roland Rhythm 77, and the good old American Standard Stratocaster. You can hear all three in this song, and I think it's a really cool song too. As you know me, I love B-sides and demos. I'll see you after the break.
fast. Feel the moon, it doesn't last. Trouble boy and lucky girl, bring me back into your world. Call your name when you are gone. Longest night before the dawn. Hard to catch the sight of you. Do you want me to want to? Why moonbeam on my back? 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 Feel inside is part of you, the animal that is confused. Hard to catch the sight of you. Do you want me to want you? Give you half, but you want more. Bring me back into your world. Feel inside, it's part of you, the animal that is confused. Why moonbeam on your back? 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 Shadow in the night again, I promise you. No one knows where we'll go, they never do. Sleep beneath the bars, the lights are disguised. The dead is not due. The dead is not due. Shadow in the night again, I promise you. No one knows where we'll go, they never do. Sleep beneath the pines, the lights are disguised. The dead is not due. The dead is not due. Shifting dreams, not what it seems, it never is. Sun will always rise just as it promises. Shifting dreams, not what it seems, it's never true. No one knows where we will go, they never do.
Okay, and now's the time of the show where I'm going to be doing my live performance. It's another cover song, and this is actually one I did with Ghostbear, and I'll definitely get more into that band in some later episodes because really great friends of mine. But this is going to be Change by Alex G. Please enjoy, and if you like it, check out the album that this song's on from Alex G. Fantastic, great lo-fi album, great bedroom pop. See you next episode.
How are you today? I saw your friend's band play a little show last night. It's not my thing, they were alright. You're in my dream last week. I'd like to hear what you think. past a house, driving fast. The sun was shining on the grass. You made me stop and leave the car. You pulled my sleeve, but not too hard. Remember when you took too much? I didn't mind being your crutch. We loved you then, it's not the same. I don't like how things change. 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 I don't like how things change.
You have been listening to the Heartbroken 8 podcast with Elliott Barrett. See you next time for another week and another dream.